Okay, here are some other ways that I can distort and manipulate text. I'm going to write my name again in the text, Miss Shay. And now I need to just select that and once again go to type and create outlines and ungroup. Actually, I don't really need to ungroup for these effects. It's okay if they're grouped, but just so we're in the habit, I guess I'll just ungroup it. And I'm gonna go to Effect up here, and I can do a bunch of different kinds of effects here through Distort and Transform. One way I could do that is with Free Distort, which will give me like an example of what I have. Right now everything's perfectly straight, but if I wanted to distort it, I could do something like this for Free Distort, and what that will do when I hit OK is that will distort all of my letters in the same way that I just distorted that A. I'm going to undo that. Let's see what else we can do. We can do pucker and bloat, which is pretty cool. I can move it up in this scale, and what that's going to do is kind of create really interesting shapes out of my letters. Let's see what happens if we undo. So if we go this way, that creates kind of interesting points where that's more puckered, whereas this way it bloats out the letters. So I'm going to undo that. You guys can just go right through all of these different ways of distorting and transforming. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do. And let's see what else. We can stylize it, by seeing what happens when I add a drop shadow. There we go. Now my letters have shadows. And you can obviously change the type of shadow with those tools that just came up. Let's see. Could feather, which feathers out those letters so that they look blurred on the sides, which is really cool. And in the same way as all the others, we can adjust that too, so we can make them more feathered or less. So feel free to see what you can do under effects. There's much more other things. As you can see here, I'm not going to go through all of them, but see what you can get by going through these effect filters. Now, another really cool thing that we can do with text and specifically with the Pathfinder tool is these are all ungrouped. So I am going to organize these, and in this time I am going to put some letters kind of on top of each other. So Miss, and then let's say, I'm just kind of doing this quickly and randomly, but you guys can spend some more time with this and make it a lot cooler than mine. But here we go, Miss Shay. All right. Now, can highlight that whole thing so they're all selected. And I can go to this Pathfinder area here. Obviously we know how to kind of unite these into one shape, which is just that first one, unite. So now that's all one shape, but we don't really want that. You guys can see what happens when you try the different kinds, but this last one here is pretty cool because it'll give you something like that where the letters intersect or overlap, it changes the color to be the opposite. That way you can somewhat still read it. So that's kind of a fun thing that you can do as well. So spend some time experimenting and seeing what you come up with.